So let me get this straight. Stephanie goes all out for her daughter's birthday, but for Deshaun, he gets a bag of peanuts and Dollar Tree decorations, right? She pre-ordered birthday gifts. She did all of this for her daughter, but Deshaun got what he got.
Stephanie Jenkins, so you mean to tell me that there is no way that you have a favorite when in reality, look at this birthday card. Whose name do you see that is missing? I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with Krayshawn.
I don't know what it is about you women and being with men that have kids from past relationships, but the fact that you want to be with a man that has a child with another woman and not love that child just as much as you love your own is crazy to me. Now imagine his mother getting on this app and seeing the clear difference in birthdays for each child. Imagine how helpless and heartbroken Deshaun's mother felt when she seen that. Because no, Drew does not let her see him at all, and Stephanie don't even want Drew talking to Desiree. And then one of the other kids wrote a birthday card for the little girl, and it says, "I'm sorry, but I hate your birthday because I feel left out." But y'all will still sit here and defend them.
So Resilient Jenkins wanted the whole world to see how excited she was about her daughter's 8th birthday. She shared everything on TikTok, the decorations, presents, the food. It all was very public, very colorful, and filled with smiles. But what she didn't seem to notice, or maybe didn't care to notice, was something far more important: the pain and sadness building up in her other kids. This birthday didn't just expose one mother's joy, it revealed a quiet, painful divide in the family. And the worst part, her own children felt it. Because this wasn't just a simple birthday, it was a moment that turned into a powerful reminder of who gets love and attention and who gets left behind. And as we look deeper, the signs of emotional neglect and favoritism become too loud to ignore. Let's talk about what really happened. Let's talk about the subtle and not so subtle clues that paint a picture of double standards, unequal treatment, and heartbreak hiding behind balloons and cake. Stephanie Jenkins posted about her middle daughter's birthday with so much excitement, like she couldn't wait to share every little detail. She said she had already ordered her daughter's presents way before the birthday and made it clear the gifts had already arrived in the mail.
Yeah. That's right. But, oh, you know what? This is why we keep the camping light. Let me show y'all this. This light is literally just like God in the bathroom with you. The people that were here previously, they were disrespectful as heck. They took the cover off of this light. They took the cords from the back of the TV. They left holes in the wall. Like, they were disrespectful as I'll get up. Anyways, what I was trying to say was I'm about to have my butt in the shower. It's my daughter's 8th birthday today, so we're gonna get that going probably when Drew's gonna go get the cupcakes because they like to bring cupcakes with them to school. They go get those. We're gonna have a normal morning routine with them going to school. While they're at school, we do our normal, not our normal, but what we like to do on their birthdays while they're at school. We go make our rent, get everything to decorate while they're gone. Her birthday presents already came in the mail, so yeah, it should be exciting. It's my baby girl's 8th birthday.
It sounded like a dream. Mom prepared, a mom who cared, right? But then we remembered something. Just 1 week before this big celebration, her stepson Deshaun turned 9. And when it came to this special day, everything was rushed. Stephanie said it herself. She and Drew didn't get his gifts or decorations until the very same day. That means they had nothing planned. No gifts on standby, no preparation, like they forgot his birthday was even coming. So the question becomes obvious. Why was her biological daughter's birthday planned out weeks ahead, while her stepson's birthday was treated like an afterthought? That's not just poor planning, that's favoritism. That's a mother picking one child over the other and not hiding it at all. And here's where it really hurts. Stephanie always says Deshaun is like her son. She insists she loves him the same. But words mean nothing when the actions say something completely different. If Deshaun truly was seen and treated like her own, why wasn't his birthday treated with the same excitement, energy, or care? Planning early for one child and scrambling last minute for the other? That tells us everything we need to know about who comes first in this house.
So yesterday was our son's 9th birthday, and we did what we could to create some magic for our kiddo. Birthdays don't look the same in every household, so let's keep that in mind before we go to a judgmental state on this video, okay? Thank ya. See, so our kiddos, they're going to be overjoyed if Drew and I put the most effort we can into getting the gifts that they asked us for. Our kiddos love our cooking, so a nice home-cooked meal is going to be a win-win for them every time. And most importantly, family time. We are a tight-knit family, and we enjoy our time as a family. So with that said, we started our day yesterday by going to Fred Meyer and getting the gifts that he asked us to. Then we stopped at Dollar Tree and got some decorations to decorate his bed before he showed back up from school. And once he got home, he got right into his presents, and then we went right outside and had some family time. And then we had our family dinner.
Let's move from gifts to decorations because sometimes the smallest things carry the loudest messages. This might sound like a minor detail, but it's not. It's actually a crystal clear reflection of how these kids are being treated very differently right in front of our eyes. On Deshaun's birthday, Stephanie decorated just the lower bunk bed, a few balloons here and there, and that was it. Nothing more. No wall decorations, no banners, no table setup, and when people asked, she had an explanation. They live in a small motel room, so space is limited, not enough room to go all out. Sounds like a reasonable excuse, right? But then came her daughter's birthday just a week later, and suddenly the entire motel room was covered in birthday cheer. There were balloons on the bed, streamers hanging from the ceiling, decorations on the table, and even the walls had been dressed up. The transformation was obvious. The room looked like a celebration space, and here's the thing. The space didn't grow. The motel room didn't change. The only difference was who the birthday was for.
So let me get this straight. Stephanie goes all out for her daughter's birthday. But for Deshaun, he gets a bag of peanuts and Dollar Tree decorations, right? She pre-ordered birthday gifts. She did all of this for her daughter, but Deshaun got what he got. I don't know what it is about you women and being with men that have kids from past relationships, but the fact that you want to be with a man that has a child with another woman and not love that child just as much as you love your own is crazy to me. Now imagine his mother getting on this app and seeing the clear difference in birthdays for each child. Imagine how helpless and heartbroken Deshaun's mother felt when she seen that. Because no, Drew does not let her see him at all. And Stephanie don't even want Drew talking to Desiree. And then one of the other kids wrote a birthday card for the little girl. And it says, "I'm sorry, but I hate your birthday because I feel left out." But y'all will still sit here and defend them.
So now, imagine Deshaun seeing all this. Had just celebrated his birthday earlier with a couple of balloons on a bunk bed. That's what he got. And now, standing in the same small room, he sees a whole place transformed for his sister. He sees the walls lit up, the colors, the energy, the extra effort, and he doesn't have to say a word because the message is already loud and clear. Your day was smaller, your celebration was smaller, you're smaller. And let's be real, kids remember these moments. They hold on to them. It's not just about the balloons or the streamers. It's about what it represents. Deshaun isn't just seeing decorations. He's feeling like he didn't matter as much. Kids might not always know how to express these feelings, but they feel them deeply. They carry them in their hearts. They may not cry out loud, but they'll sit with that sting, and it sticks around. And in Deshaun's case, it's likely already shaping the way he views himself and his place in that household. This wasn't about space. It was about effort, about intention, and about choosing who gets to feel special and who doesn't. And Deshaun, he deserved more than a few balloons on his bed. He deserved to feel just as important and just as loved. It gets deeper and honestly more disappointing. Stephanie didn't just post about this year's birthday for her daughter. She also decided to share throwback clips from the year before. Again, for the same daughter, and when you look at those videos, it's obvious that even back then, the celebration was huge. The apartment was filled with colorful decorations, balloons were everywhere, streamers, signs. The whole room looked like a party straight out of a Pinterest board. Presents were not just wrapped and handed over. They were spread across the floor and bed like a little mountain of joy. You could see the care, the planning, the time it took. Stephanie clearly went above and beyond again. So at this point, we're no longer talking about a one-off situation. This is clearly a pattern. Year after year, Stephanie goes all out for her biological daughter's birthday, not just with decorations, but with time, energy, and effort that shows she genuinely cares about making those days memorable. Meanwhile, for Deshaun, nothing even close. Not last year, not this year, nothing stands out. Nothing shows that same level of excitement. His most recent birthday, a last-minute trip to the store, a few scattered balloons, And that was it. A rushed effort that looked more like a duty than a celebration. And just to be clear, Stephanie mentioned they were broke during both birthdays. So the lack of celebration for Deshawn can't be blamed on money. The issue isn't finances, it's favoritism. It's where she chooses to put her energy, because even when funds are low, a parent wants to make their child feel special will always find a way. A handmade card, a heartfelt letter, a creative idea. Love doesn't cost money, but it does require intention. And Stephanie showed us more than once where her intention lies. And sadly, it's not with Deshawn. It's not even close. Here's where things shift from simply painful to truly heartbreaking. It's one thing for the internet to notice patterns in how these kids are treated, but it hits entirely different when the children themselves begin to show they have noticed too. And that's exactly what happened. During the birthday celebration, Drew, the dad, took charge of cooking burgers, which his daughter had specifically asked for. He proudly filmed himself cooking the motel kitchen, talking to the camera, showing off his dad duties like he was trying to impress someone on. Once the food was ready, he handed out plates in a very deliberate order. First to the birthday girl, then to the eldest daughter, then Deshawn, and finally Steph. At first, everything looked normal. But when the camera panned over to the eldest daughter, something wasn't right. She was sitting right there, quiet, not smiling, not joining the others in laughter or excitement. Instead, she was hunched over some cards, birthday cards supposedly. But when the footage zoomed in, you could clearly see what was really going on. She wasn't writing a cheerful message or drawing something fun for her little sister. No, she was writing from a place of deep emotional pain. On one of the cards, in her small, careful handwriting, were the words, "I'm sorry, I hate your birthday. I feel left out." Let that sink in. On her own sister's birthday card, the day they were supposed to be celebrating, she wrote that she hated it, that she felt excluded, that she was sorry. And if that wasn't enough to break your heart, there was another card beside it. This one had a drawing, a face, crying. You could almost feel the pain in the pencil lines. That wasn't art. That was a cry for help, a silent one. That wasn't some petty jealousy over gifts or attention. This wasn't a normal sibling reaction. This was a child who was hurting deeply, a child who couldn't even pretend to be okay anymore, a child who used a birthday card, something meant to bring joy, as a space to pour out her sadness and frustration. And the most chilling part, she did it all while everyone else was smiling around her. While Drew was recording content, while Stephanie was probably thinking, she's done a great job.
Drew posted a video, and in that video, he's showing one of Stephanie's daughters. And Stephanie's daughter just had a birthday like a day or two ago. She's sitting on the bed with a plate of food, and then she has a piece of paper in front of her that has some writing on it. Now, the writing is clearly from one of the other children, and it's a birthday card. Now, on this birthday card, it says, "I'm sorry, I hate your birthday. I feel left out." Now, we've always known that Stephanie treats every kid differently. And when I say every kid differently, I mean she treats the girls a certain way, she treats her baby a certain way, she treats Deshawn a certain way. And you can bet that there's favoritism thrown in there somewhere. The fact that they recorded that and showed that, like, they obviously saw that. So they obviously know that one of the kids is feeling left out. And I wouldn't be surprised if that letter is from Deshawn. Because I know y'all remember on Deshawn's birthday when they posted a video, the girls were literally all over his cupcakes. And these kids look sad all of the time. Those kids are sad. Cake, ice cream, and some hot dogs, or maybe even a pizza, does not cost that much. Like, what is wrong with them? It's the audacity, and it's the fact that they do this shit and they know that it's gonna piss people off. But they don't care because the views and the money mean more than their children and their situation.
This little girl sat in the middle of it all, feeling visible. It's not just heartbreaking. It's a warning sign, a flashing red light. And no one in that room seemed to notice, or worse, they noticed and did nothing. And this moment wasn't the only red flag. There have been signs, real visible signs, that this little girl has been struggling for a while now. Let's go back to Deshawn's birthday. Instead of celebrating him, the same older daughter quickly rushed to grab cupcakes from his school bag as soon as they got home. She didn't wait. She didn't ask. She wasn't happy for him. She acted fast, almost like she had to get what she could before it was taken away. That kind of behavior isn't normal. That kind of behavior isn't normal sibling rivalry. That's rooted in deeper feelings. That's resentment. That was frustration. That was a child who's already been made to feel like she doesn't get her turn. And this wasn't an isolated incident. In other videos, viewers have noticed how tired she looks, how the light in her eyes seem dimmed. She has dark circles under her eyes. She walks and moves like someone who's carrying more than just school stress. There's a heaviness in her energy that you don't normally see in children her age. Her face doesn't light up like it should. Instead, it stays calm, guarded, too serious for a little girl.
The middle child here, I think she said she was 8 years old, I believe that's her, is always taking care of the baby. This is such a huge irk for me because you're over there. First of all, 9 to PS5 Drew is back there with his headset permanently attached to his head while his beautiful queen is right next to him, can't get like two inches away from him. She's always so close to him. But I see the baby constantly laid like really close to the edge of the futon, or the older baby right there, the 8-year-old watching him. This, like, why have kids if you're not going to take care of them? And why are you going to have your little kids take care of your younger kids? Like, why are you doing this? I don't know. This just really I don't know, it just really grinds my gears, sautés my onions, I don't know.
There's also the now deleted clip where she defended her mother fearlessly online. She said she loved her mom so much and could never be separated from her. At first glance, it might sound sweet, like a kid standing up for her family. But when you really look and think about it, that kind of response coming from a child says something deeper. This wasn't just loyalty, that was fear. That was a little girl holding on to what she knows because she's afraid of what it means to let go. It's survival mode, it's emotional codependency that a childhood knows the cracks in her home but still tries to glue everything together because she doesn't want to lose the only life she's known. These aren't normal responses, these are coping mechanisms. This is a child who has to become emotionally mature way too early and who is slowly unraveling one birthday, one ignored feeling, one unnoticed cry at a time. This eldest daughter isn't just a kid anymore, at least not the way kids should be. She's acting like a third parent. We've seen her carry the baby on her hip like a young mother. We've watched her help out around the house, stepping in when her own parents are distracted or filming for TikTok. She's doing laundry, calming siblings, passing food, wiping faces, tasks that should never fold on a child's shoulder. And maybe, just maybe, she feels like no one sees her for what she really is. A little girl who's growing up too fast, like her childhood is being taken from her in slow, silent pieces, while her younger siblings still get to play and laugh and maybe carefree. She doesn't get a break. She doesn't get to rest. And she probably doesn't even know what it feels like to be a kid anymore. That innocent joy, that sense of being taken care of seems gone. And so, when her pain starts to show, it doesn't come out of a loud outbursts or tantrums. It comes out in quiet moments, through drawings, through short heartbreaking messages scribbled in pencil, through quiet acts that speak volumes to those who are paying attention, which sadly doesn't include the people closest to her. The birthday card wasn't just a card. It wasn't just words on paper. It was her heart laid bare and desperate to be seen. And what did Drew do? Nothing. Not a pause, not a glance, not a single question. He was too focused on getting the perfect shot of the backers, too caught up in showing off his dad duties on TikTok. The lens of his camera was his main concern, not the face of his daughter right in front of him, sitting with her pain laid out in the plain sight. He didn't see the sadness in her eyes. He didn't see her slouched posture or the way she distanced herself from the joy happening around her. He didn't see the card. He didn't even think to ask why. She was quiet while everyone else was eating. There was no check-in, no concern, no follow-up. And maybe that's what cuts the deepest.
Says, the word hate is clear. I hate your birthday. That is pretty clear. This is her other drawing that's next to her. I don't know if this is the storage container playground parking lot area that they're playing in, which is also crazy. But these pictures are concerning. The card is concerning. like no markers, no construction paper, no arts and crafts bin, because they live in one room. And it's crazy because Stephanie edits all of this out, but King doesn't know how to edit. King is giving us unedited raw footage of how literally miserable the kids are. And I just can't imagine why you would ever choose again and again to live like this.
These kids are silently crying out for attention, for help, for someone to notice the difference in how they smile or don't. And the adults who are supposed to protect them, they're too distracted by ring lights and follower counts to see it. They're so caught up in curating a picture-perfect family for the internet that they are completely blind to the very real cracks forming at home. And that's where the danger lies. In the silence, in the moments no one sees, and in the pain that goes unnoticed right in front of the people who should care the most. This birthday wasn't a joyful celebration, it was a cry for help. Not a single child looked truly happy, and it's not just about the decorations or the present, it's much deeper than that. It's about how love is shown or not shown in this family, about how the attention is divided, how voices are ignored, and how some children are made to feel invisible, even on the day that were supposed to be filled with joy. When favoritism becomes normal, when emotional neglect hides behind the edited TikTok and staged smiles, the damage doesn't disappear. It goes quietly, slowly, and it starts to live inside the children. They don't scream, they don't shout, they internalize it, they hold it in until it spills out in the form of drawings, withdrawn looks, or painful messages written on birthday cards. This wasn't just one sad moment. It was the result of a pattern, a build-up of unfair treatment that finally boiled over in a way even the internet couldn't ignore. Stephanie didn't just forget to make Deshawn feel special. She overlooked what her choices were doing to all the kids. The pain isn't only Deshawn's. Her eldest daughter is hurting too, and maybe even more silently. And that's what most dangerous. When the ones who are suffering don't even have the words to say it out loud, because they have already learned that saying something doesn't change anything. Now these kids are speaking up, not with words, but with drawings, with distance, with sadness in their eyes. They're telling us they're not okay. And if their parents won't listen, then maybe the world finally will. If you are a parent watching this, please take this as a wake-up call. Your children notice everything, every hug, every ignored moment, every unfair comparison. It all matters. And if you don't see it, who will? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this was just a bad day or a sign of something much deeper? Like, subscribe, and stick around because we are going to keep watching. We'll keep speaking up for the kids who can't always speak for themselves. These kids aren't as resilient as Stephanie thinks. They're tired, they're hurting, and they're asking for someone to listen.